started out in college. Sorry, when I started in college, I originally went into pre-med, but decided that that wasn't for me. So I kind of fell into education, started at the education college, and wound up in special education, which I fell in love with. Did that for 15 years, and now I'm in general education and have a really enjoying it. This third year and fourth grade, so really having a good time. Technology has allowed a lot of students, a huge motivator for students. They love using the technology, they love using the apps and all the things that are available. We've been using things like Google Classroom, where the students can interact with each other, they can interact with teachers, and we post different assignments. In fact, they're getting a lot of rewards from even our assistant principal, where they get to earn extra game time if they do little assignments. So it's been a big incentive for them to do just little quick engaging activities online that are aligned with what we're doing in the classroom. We've also used different things like the iPads in the classroom, doing educational apps where they can get on and do what's it called, Big Brains, which is a math game. It's very engaging, very fun, and it just keeps them highly motivated, and they get to compete with each other, and so it really helps to build their basic skills. A lot of technology to communicate with parents, especially email, obviously is the most obvious one, but we use Class Dojo in the classroom, and that's been very motivating for both kids at school and at home, because the parents can see the positive things and not just always the negative communications back home through email. So they get to see that the kids are earning points and not just losing points, and we've got several kids that earn things at home based on their scores at school. So it's been a very much more positive experience than in the past, where most of the communication tends to be negative, and so it really helps with that. We also use a lot of communication tools, again, like Google Classroom, Edmodo, where kids can communicate with each other, parents can be involved in that process, which makes it really nice, to keep an eye on things, but also they get to see, what is it that they're doing, online, and it helps them to understand it a little bit, how they're learning and the things that we're doing. So that's been very beneficial. Right now we are working with Google Slides, I guess it's called, and they're creating Facebook pages for famous Texans. And it's a really cool project because what they have to do is create the Facebook page or a template of a Facebook page. Like if that person were alive today, what would their Facebook page look like? They have a section for their friends. Like if that person were alive today, what friends would they have? What conversations would they have with those people? They have to actually create a feed of an interaction between that person and another person, and so it really helps them to understand, or hopefully understand, the perspective of having lived back then versus life today, and hopefully understand that person a little bit better. They also have to write a perspective piece in their Facebook page and tell about what life would be like if that person were living today, and how they might be, marvel at our technology or differences in that. And so they really have to think about how those interactions would take place nowadays. And it's real fun. They're really engaged with it. They work all on the computer or on their own devices, and that's been a real benefit for them, for the kids that have devices, because it opens up for more kids to be able to use the school technology, since we don't have enough for everybody. So they bring their own devices, they get to work on those, and they can share and help out each other. So it's been real beneficial. My favorite technology tool is the iPad. I think it's the most versatile. It allows kids to be able to move around and do things rather than being tied to a computer, because we've really worked towards not using technology only. Like the Famous Texan project we're working on now, they have to have a physical book as part of the project, but the project's being done online, so I want them to understand that there are still real world things, not just the internet. And that helps them, verify information, things like that. But it makes it a lot easier for them to be able to, if they're in a group project, they can carry it to their table, they can carry it to their desk. It just makes it a lot more engaging for them. And the iPad's very user friendly, like they get it. So it's like I don't have to teach them how to use anything. They can pick it up and use it and go. So.